What's up, Ocean? You got Matt here, coach of your Montreal Milotic, bringing you our Week 5 battle for the GDL. Today we're facing off against OG Albina and his Miami Mence. We are currently 1-3. I believe he is maybe 2-2, could be? I think so. He's either 2-2 or 3-1. Pretty confident about that, actually. But anyways, he's got a really scary team. The team honestly doesn't look too threatening when you think about it. In terms of just the individual mons, but the fact that you add what they do and they're paired together, and the fact that you add in his Dynamax captain, which is probably the scariest one out of everyone's in the entire league, it makes sense why he's doing so well. But anyways, his team is Gengar, Cinderace, Rotom-Mow, Araquanid, Avalugg, Dynamax, Kingler, which is absolutely terrifying, Togekiss, Galarian Stunfisk, Haxorus, and Scrafty. My team is Hydreigon, Dugtrio, Serena, Passimian, Aselgor, Togedemaru, which are Dynamax captain, Jellicent, Snorlax, Aromatisse, and Braviary. Now, you guys might be wondering, who is that on the top of your screen? Well, that would happen to be Mr. OG Albina. Once again, and I don't know how this can be able to be fixed, I ended up losing my footage for the live comm, which is ridiculous. Yeah, so basically what happened was the game had played, it had gone on, and I was running out of space on the Windows partition of my Mac, and because of that, there's nothing we could do. And this was a very short game. This game, like, the recording is only 17 minutes long, so yeah, like, we would have made it if it was just a regular timer, but there still wasn't enough room on my partition, so that means it got lost, which is awful. It really sucks. So what I had to do basically is I had to remove the Windows partition from my Mac right now, and I need to delete a bunch of stuff, and hopefully, fingers crossed, that we will actually be able to reinstall the Windows partition, because at this point in time, I don't have my LAN, like, at this point, the time that I'm recording this, I don't have my LAN timer set up again, which is a big deal. So, yeah. But anyways, let's just try and jump into it. I'm going to go over my team really quickly, if I can actually find that. There we go. So we have a physically offensive Roselli Berry Hydreigon, which is really solid against this entire team. The Togekiss is a very big threat to our team, so I'm running Stone Edge over something like Flash Cannon to hit that thing for a lot more damage with the Roselli Berry and enough special defense investment to make sure that we are never, ever OHKO'd by a Dazzling Gleam from a Togekiss. Well, it is, I believe, Timid Nature. If it's a Timid Nature Togekiss, will never drop to a Dazzling Gleam with a Roselli Berry, which is very important. Our next one is our Focus Sash Dugtrio, which is very important to get rid of something like the Haxorus, get rid of something like the Gengar, you know, the Cinderace as well. All these things that would be very important to get rid of. Dugtrio can do that. It is max speed, so we can outspeed that Cinderace as it reaches base 119 and we reach 120. We have Earthquake, Stone Edge, Stealth Rock, and Sucker Punch. We then have our Braviary, which is Choice Scarf with Brave Bird, U-Turn, Close Combat, and Defog. It's a very solid mod for us. Hopefully it can put into work. Yeah, the only thing that kind of sucks about it is that he's got a couple of different answers to it. In terms of like the normal type attacks, being the Gengar and the Stunfisk, but the big thing, the only thing that resists flying type on his entire team is the Stunfisk, which you guys can see he actually ended up bringing, which is a big problem for us. The next mon that we brought is our Togedemaru, which is Travel Berry this week to take a potential superpower from a Dynamax Kingler. We have Zing Zap, Reversal, Nuzzle, and Bounce. Nuzzle's there to potentially get well, not potentially, but to get a paralysis on the Kingler. If it ends up being a position where it's Kingler versus my Togedemaru, my play is to go for the Nuzzle if I'm not Dynamax. That way I can get the guaranteed paralysis off on it, and it will never outspeed anything else on my team. The next mon is the Aromatisse, which is Kebeberry. It's very solid against this team. It's a really good breaker or a really good sweeper with Moonblast, Slice Shock, and Nasty Plot and Trick Room. That's putting a lot of work in my mocks. And then finally we have our Snorlax, which is Resto Chesto with Rest, Curse, Body Slam, and Earthquake. Earthquake is only there because of the Gengar. So let's just go ahead and jump into the battle. And yeah, so I'm going to try, whoops, there we go. I'm going to try and go through this quickly. I'm going to actually speed this up until we get to the battle itself. What did I leave with? I think I let off with my Braviary here. We're getting, wow, we're pretty far into this. How much more do we have to go? How long did it take for us to start battle? Okay, so he's picking his team now, and I think he leads off. What does he lead off with? We'll see. So, whoops, there we go. All right, finally we're set. So, I left off my Braviary, if I remember correctly. Braviary was really solid. I believe he left with his Cinderace. The reason I left with Braviary is because he only had one resist, and I can just U-turn out into whatever I felt would be the best answer to that threat, being that I'm Scarfed, and he's actually going to lead off with his Cinderace, and at this point it's very important because I'll find out if he's Scarfed right now or not, and because I'm going for U-turn, he can't really KO me with anything he wants to go for. I'll be able to get guaranteed information off on this thing, which would be very important. So I'm going to go for the U-turn here, as we're going to figure out what he wants to do. Honestly, like looking at his move pool, it looks like he's Scarf as well, and yeah, we're gonna see here who goes first. He actually did go first, which means he is guaranteed Scarf, but that's very important because I'll be able to get a good bit of chip damage off on one of his threats. Something like the Stun Fist, which is most likely to come in now. I kind of predicted that Stun Fist to come in. I didn't expect him to be Scarfed. I expected him just maybe make a hard switch, which is kind of what he did, just with a bit of damage off on me. And my play now is to go directly into my Dugtrio here. As I U-turn out, I'm going to go into that thing. I expect it to potentially be Shuckleberry, and if it's Shuckleberry, then it beats my Dugtrio, and it can make sure to probably get up rocks as well, which is very important. This actually kind of happened in one of the mocks I had, where it was my Dugtrio against his Stunfisk. Unfortunately for me, though, I had to hard switch out on the Stunfisk, so he was able to get up rocks as I switched into my Dugtrio. And then I believe I Earthquaked, he was Shuckleberry, he Earthquaked again, and then I was in range to kill him with the next Earthquake, and he went for the Sucker Punch and get the KO me. So I'm kind of trying to play around the Sucker Punch right now. So my play here is going for Earthquake, and then go for the Stealth Rock in my opinion, because I want to avoid the Sucker Punch. Keep in mind, obviously I can see his moves here. I know he doesn't have the Sucker Punch on his moveset, but I was really confident he might have that, so yeah. Also, did you guys know that Stunfisk doesn't get a good physical steel move? It's like Metal Claw, and that's it. But anyways, I go for the Earthquake here. We do a huge chunk of damage to him, as he's going to be able to go for his own Earthquake here, or his own Stealth Rock, actually. And at this point in time, I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to go for my own rocks here, expecting him to go for the Sucker Punch. That way I don't break my Sash. I think that's very important. In reality, my play should have been to Earthquake, 100%. I don't really need rocks up. It's not the biggest, it's not the most important thing to me. It really only helps me against the Cinderace and the Togekiss. Everything else, it's whatever, like it's fine. So I go for rocks here. I should have gone for the Earthquake. I would be able to get the KO on this thing, still have my Sash intact against the Dugtrio. Maybe he goes into the Kingler and he tries to get the sweep off, but I don't know. But anyways, at this point in time, because I don't have the Memento, I think my play is to go for the Sucker Punch here. Even though it may not look like it's my proper play, it definitely is. Reason for that is if I don't get the KO, if I get the KO on this thing, he just goes into Kingler and he wins the game. Kingler is honestly the biggest threat to my entire team. It is absolutely terrifying because all he needs is a Life Orb with agility and a water move, a fighting move, and knockoff. If he has that, he wins because my entire team can't handle that at all. If this league was Dynamax first turn, or there was no Life Orb, or something like that, then I should be fine. But unfortunately, because he can Dynamax after setting up an agility, it really makes it difficult for me to win the game. So at this point in time, I'm thinking, do I go into Aromatisse or do I go into Snorlax? What's my play? And I kind of decide here I'm going to go into Snorlax because if I do that, first of all, I'm not taking 25% from my Braviary. Also, I can get rid of this thing early on, or force it out at least to the point where that my Braviary can get a guaranteed KO on it later on, and just really start going to work with the Choice Scarf Bravewords against pretty much everything on his team except for the Choice Scarf Cinderace. So that's what I'm debating right now. I'm doing some calcs, and I see that Snorlax will be my best play, and I'm actually deciding I'm going to go for a Curse here. So Curse is really solid here. The main reason for that is because he can't really do anything to me. If he Toxics, but I don't think he actually does get. If he went for Thunder Wave, which he does have, I can just rest up, which would be very useful. But and yeah, you guys see here the moveset's of his entire Pokemon. But I'm really worried about him landing a Focus Blast with the Gengar because it is super offensive. My spread is, while it is very specially defensive, it's more so physically defensive to take hits from the Kingler when I'm at +2, to take hits from the Haxorus while I'm at +1, and yeah, so he's trying to decide what he's going to do. My play is going for Curse here. I felt Curse would help me cover the widest range and also wouldn't punish me if he stayed in. So I feel like that was going to be a really solid option here. I see I can end up, he's going to switch out here, but you guys are going to see what he's going to switch out into. It is going to be the Gengar here. And yeah, I mean, if I can get up a second Curse, I'd be in a great spot. But the thing is, against the Gengar, I can't let him hit me with 2 Focus Blasts. So if he goes for Focus Blast and he connects here as I go for a Curse, then I'll lose my Snorlax, which is going to be one of my biggest win cons. So yeah, if this thing didn't get Focus Blast, I'd be in a really good spot. I can just Curse up all I want to. I would feel more comfortable if I actually did Curse up as much as I wanted to, but unfortunately I can't. So here I'm going to go for the Earthquake, as yeah, it's going to get a guaranteed KO on the Gengar. I was double checking to make sure that even with no attack investment, which I have no attack investment, we'll be guaranteed to get the KO on the Gengar unless he's Shuckleberry, which I don't think he would be on the Gengar. I expected something like not Focus Blast, like a Life Orb on the Gengar. That would be a really solid item for him to bring. It would let him do over 50% to my Snorlax all the time, no matter what my spread was, I believe. So that'd be really helpful for him. But anyways, at this point, he's reaching about 8 minutes left on the timer. I have about 7 minutes left on my timer, and he goes for the taunt here, which is unfortunate because it stops me from going for a rest. The good thing about this, though, is that I didn't go for a status move. So I get a guaranteed KO on the Gengar, which is amazing. That's one of the biggest threats to my team. Gone. All I need to do is get rid of 2 more threats, one being the Kingler and the other one being the Haxorus. And yeah, he may think now that my only attacking move is the Earthquake. He may think I actually have 2, but he did disable it with a Curse Body, which does suck. But it's not the end of the world because everything else would be getting destroyed by a Body Slam, so I think that's my play here. But yeah, at this point I think we also underspeed the Stunfisk. So if he goes with the Stunfisk, he can get a good bit of damage off on us. But he's going to end up going into the Haxorus here, actually, so that's a bit of a threat. The good news for us, though, and I'll mention this now, we always live a +1 Haxorus's close combat, which is very important, especially because we're at +1. The reason for that is, well, sorry, if he's Life Orb, actually, then we're screwed. There's a chance for us to drop. It's a small chance, but it's a chance. And oh, I don't even know if that works. If we had gone for Rest, then he probably, then Under would have stopped us from getting our berry, which has been very unfortunate. But anyways, he's going to go for the Dragon Dance here. My play is just the Body Slam. There's no real reason for me to do anything else. At this point, I'm just calcing what is he going to do because I expected the Kingler to come in. Yeah, Kingler even now would be just obliterating me because he can just go for an Agility on the Body Slam, and then the second Body Slam would come out as he would just obliterate me with a Life Orb superpower from a Dynamax Kingler. So yeah, I was expecting the Kingler to come in, but he ended up going to Haxorus instead, so it is what it is. Anyways, yeah, I'm going for the Body Slam. Like I said, it's the best chance I have. If he goes for a Dragon Dance, I can get the Paralysis off on him, and if I do manage to get the Paralysis off on it and he doesn't break through, I can get potentially another Curse up, which would be very, very helpful in the long run because 2 curses up should guarantee me the game, honestly. 1 curse, not really, because you're going to see now he can fire off a +1, or in this case it's basically neutral because of the boost that both of us have, a 120 base power super effective move, which is going to be 240 base power against my Snorlax, which is absolutely monstrous. So yeah, even if this was Gen 7, he would still have access to superpower, which is still a move, so yeah, but close combat is obviously a bit better because it doesn't lower your attack. So he's going to be able to get, not the KO on us here because I don't think he's Life Orb, but we'll be able to get the KO on him because we're going to be able to live his hits. As you can see, it does enough to keep us in range. The biggest and worst thing about this is, I don't know. Does my taunt wear off here? Because this is what we're going to see. I haven't watched the replay of this game yet, by the way. The biggest thing about this is that, does the taunt wear off? And yes, it does. So if he goes into Kingler here, I could potentially have just messed up this game. That's important. That's important to note. So yeah, I'm going to be honest. He does go into the Kingler here, and I'm thinking now that maybe I did choke. Maybe not. We'll see. So yeah, maybe not. Anyways, my play here is to go for the Body Slam. At least that's what I'm thinking, and I actually do go for the Body Slam here because I'm thinking I have to get the Paralysis on him. If I get the Paralysis, then I got this game. I can win it. But he goes for an Agility here. My play, because the taunt wore off, is to go for the Rest. If I'd gone for Rest, I would have been back to full, I would have been awake as well, and I could have cursed up again, and I could have always been at the point where the superpower, the Dynamax, Kingler's Liquidation, wouldn't have done as much to me. Obviously, it would suck because he can get the boost in attack. He could also get the boost from the from what is it called? From the Rain once he does the Max Liquidation, Max Geyser. But yeah, I don't know what would happen. I'm sure he probably would know to get it done because yeah, maybe, you never know. Because eventually he'll have Liquidation. I'll be at +2 or +3 by the time this whole ordeal ends. By the time his Dynamaxing is done, and he'll be at +2 probably because we'll have gone for 2 Dynamax D&D Max Knuckles. So I don't know, we're gonna see. But he Dynamax here, he pulls the trigger, and I'll say it in my live comm, but the winner of this game is gonna be whoever gets their Dynamax off first, because they're really good against each other. The only thing is, I was put in a situation where I couldn't really get my Togedemaru in against anything. I couldn't get it in against the Stunfisk because the Stunfisk had it had the Trouble Berry, which it probably would have dropped to my Max Reversal, but I would have lost my Sash. I would have been outsped by the by the, what is it called, the Cinderace, which would have been able to Pyro Ball me. So yeah, basically we lose our Snorlax here. I would have loved to get a rest off. It would have been absolutely amazing. But right here, guys, I'm gonna be honest. This is where the game ends. We have absolutely no shot of winning now. The only chance we actually have is if he goes for the max superpower against our Togedemaru, because we are Trouble Berry. We actually will always live it. Always. If he goes for that and he's not Life Orb, which I don't think he is because I didn't see any Life Orb. He ends up being, I think it was Lumberry, so it didn't matter if we got the paralysis off on this thing anyways. But if he goes for max Waterfall, or max Liquidation, excuse me, without the rain, it is about a 48% chance for him to kill my Togedemaru after Rock Slam Dynamax, which is very important to know, because if he doesn't get that kill, then we'll win this game. Like, we will win this game, which is amazing. But we have to get that. We have to get that roll. It's a 50-50 chance, basically, for us to win this game right now. If he goes for Liquidation. If he goes for Superpower, then we'll win the game, basically. Because he'll only have 3 Mons left. He'll be able to outspeed with the Cinderace, but still, I'll have a ton of great options in the back. I'll have my Braviary, which is Scarf. I'll have my Aromatisse, which is a really good wall still. So I think I'd be in a great spot if I would have that. And I saw my Hydreigon, which is absolutely incredible in this matchup. So we'll see. But anyways, he's gonna go for the Max Geyser or the Max Knuckle, and I'll tell you what he goes for. Well, when he goes for it, I'll tell you what his reasoning was. So I'm going for the Gigamax. No, Gigantamax? No, Dynamax, that's the word. I hate this new, like, addition to the game. I'm not a fan of the Gigantamax or Gigamaxing or Dynamax, or whatever you want to call it. But yeah, he goes for the Max Geyser here. Why? Because he said it has the exact same role as Superpower, because of the stabs and everything, and technically he's right. So it was best play for him to go for the Max Geyser, because it would avoid any potential berry. But he gets the roll here, and that absolutely sucks, because now there's no chance we have a win this game, because he's at +1. He's got another turn to attack me with a max move. So yeah, maybe if I had Thunder Wave, I could have max protected. I could have stalled out a turn, max protected. Yeah, maybe, who knows? But I think Superpower would have done more damage to, yeah, a regular Superpower would have done more damage to me regardless. So I don't know. I think I was stuck there unless I got the roll. I think there was no chance I had to get by this Kingler unless I got the roll in my favor. And to be fair, it was 50-50. It was 48% chance for him to get the KO on me. So it was slightly in my favor to live, but not by much. It's basically a coin toss. I'm not mad about it. Yeah. So I'm going to speed it up, because at this point, guys, the game is pretty much over. There's really not much that I can do. I'm in a tough situation. I have to go into my Hydreigon. Hopefully, fingers crossed, he goes for Liquidation. But yeah, he's not going to. My play is here. I'm going for Outrage, just in case, but you never know. He's going to be, I think even a max Geyser will get the KO on me. But he goes for a Max Knuckle. That's going to obliterate me. He's at +2 now. And he's got the Rain Up, and he's at +2 speed. Basically, Kingler is absolutely terrifying to deal with. Honestly, if it didn't have access to Agility pre-Dynamax, I don't think it would be good. I think it would be quite bad, honestly. It would drop to most special hits. Yeah, but I go with my Braviary here, hoping, fingers crossed, I could potentially live a hit. Not going to happen. Or I can outspeed, which I don't, and he gets the KO. So he's going to win this game 4-0. We drop to 1-4. We have 3 games left this season. Hopefully we can bring our record back to 4-4. That'd be absolutely amazing. I don't think we even make playoffs then. So it looks like our first league in Sword and Shield is going to come without us making playoffs. Really sucks. I definitely felt like we had good shots to win 2 of our earlier matches, and we didn't. One of them just didn't have it. The other one because of the timer. So yeah, but we ended up losing this game. So GG to OG Albina, and hopefully we can get a win next week. But anyways, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to like on the video. Huge thank you to OG Albina for letting us use his side of the battle. Make sure to go and check him out. His link will be in the description down below. And yeah, thanks for watching, everyone. Hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you all next time.